All right. Olive Tav, the Olive Tav, the Olive Tav. Hallelujah. 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 All right, I'm going to get started in just a second. Yep. All right, here we go. Well, the background may not work, but I ain't going to worry about it. I'm going to get started anyway. Trying to get it going. Get it going. All right. Abba Yah, thank you for another Sabbath. This day from sun up to sundown, may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm going to try to make this brief. Me and my family dealt with Jasher 32. We're reading the book of Jasher. And so, of course, you know, it parallels Genesis 32. And many know the story there, but I'm going to do some reading of it. And let's go. All righty. So start off sharing my screen. Going to Bereshith, Genesis 32. All right. And it says, and Yaakov went on his way, and the messengers of Elohim met him. So, you know, in other texts, it says the angels or the Malachim. So I kind of sent the information to myself. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to actually go over there and show you some things. I sent it to myself. So sharing the screen and let's see if it'll work, if it'll come up. Yep. All right. Share the screen again, just so you can see. All right, there it goes. And so you see Genesis 32, the angels, Malach. And as you look up Malach, you'll see that it deals with messenger, representative, messenger, angel, theophanic angel. So 3. Or you seen I guess a representative or the Father in these angels or in these Malachim or in these Holy Spirits or in these Ruachs. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna look and see how this is showing up on book. You know, even though I'm not on the book, really, I'm going to still bring forth the message on the book. And so I want to share this and that's what I'm doing. So let me get, so I can see that what I'm showing is showing up. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can go back over to Genesis and it shows up on the screen. So forgive me, I'm still gonna make this brief, but I want to make sure things are working according to plan. A lot of times I have technical difficulties, but today, hopefully not. Today, hopefully not. Let me see. I might have to stop sharing, come back in and share. Oh, it looked like it was working. So anyway, let me get back to it. I got it back sharing. And when Yaakov saw them, he said, this is the camp of Elohim. So he's saying these are from Yah. And he called the name of that place Mahen Nayim. And Yaqub sent messengers before him to Esau. So again, that word Malak is there, but it says messengers. So many times I've read it in the past, and I believe that he had sent men to his brother, but that's not what's said. And I'm not going to read all of Jasher, but I'm going to give you a little play. The fact that Yaqub was going back to his parents, he left Laban. Laban sent men to actually talk to Esau and let him know that basically Yaqub had pillaged him the same way that Esau had got pillaged, or he had supplanted him and taken of his goods or whatever, and taken his daughters. And so, of course, this enraged Esau, and Esau was ready to meet Yaqub with hostility. And so I don't believe that he sent men to him. I believe he prayed. Because if he really, when I used to think about it, I thought he sent messengers. But if he would have sent messengers and this man was raging and, upset with Yaqub, would he actually let them leave and give warning that the brother was angry? Or, would he handle them roughly or probably even kill them? So I believe he prayed here. But of course, that's not what it says, as far as the text. But, of course, people say, okay, if it's not exactly there, they want verbatim on things. And I believe that a lot of the stuff that's in the text is not verbatim. But let's keep reading. And Yaqub sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, in the land of Seir, to the field of Edom. And he commanded them, saying, say this to my master Esau, your servant Yaqub said this, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed there until now. And I have bulls and donkeys, flocks and male and female servants, and I have sent to inform my master to find favor in your eyes. I still say he prayed, and he wanted the prayer to basically get to Esau to ease him, or that Yah would work with Esau so that that anger that he had and hostility was no longer there. So the messengers returned to Yaqub, saying, we came to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you, and 400 men with him. Again, I do not believe this were men, but he had divine information being brought to him that his brother had hostility towards him. And Yaqub, well, let me go back to something too. The fact that I mentioned the word supplant, I think I mentioned that supplant. I need to go to that definition supplant so that you can see it and know. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that word, that definition up. So, or supplication. I think, hold on, let me make sure. What did I didn't say supplant, but let me see. Let me get back to where I want to make sure what I said and have it right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it wrong. I'm mixing in the English, the English with also the KJV with this, but I'm still gonna show the definition of supplication, because that's what Yaqub was trying to do to his brother, send forth supplication. And so I'm gonna show that, and then I'm gonna keep it moving, make errors, but hey, it happens. Keep it moving. So let's go to the definition of supplication, and let me see. Yeah, there we go. Supplication. The action of asking or begging for something earnestly or humbly. So he was sending, notification to his brother, basically, not want his brother to be grieved with him and angry with him. He wanted him to, basically forgive him or release him of the ought or anger that he had towards him. And of course, as we go forward, we'll see that that was not anywhere in Esau's plan. And so let me go back to sharing the screen, and I might as well get reading because I want to stay within the time frame that I planned, and I want to get this done before an hour. So go ahead and read and get it going. Okay. So the messengers returned to Yaakov. We came to your brother Esau, and he is coming to meet you with 400 men with him. And Yaakov was greatly afraid and distressed. So he divided the people that were with him and the flocks and the herds and camels into two groups. Now, he was afraid. He had fear on him, but yet he still prayed. Yet he still didn't allow it to have him still and I guess paralyzed. He still had forward progress towards his goal. He still was going towards Canaan. You know, a lot of times when we have fear, it stops us, it shuts us down, it has us not move forward and going towards progress. This man, even in his fear, he still was staying according to the plan and design. Yah told him to go back home, and he was still going back home. Regardless of the fear of his brother, he was still being obedient to Yah. 8. And he said, if Esau comes to the one group and strikes it, then the other group, which is left, shall escape. And Yaakov said, oh, Elohim of my father Abraham, and Elohim of my father Yitzhak, Yahuwah, who said to me, return to your land and to your relatives. I do good to you. So he's saying, I'm obeying. He ain't comfortable in this, but he's still obeying. His fear is up on level 10, but he's still obeying. I do not deserve the least of all the loving commitment and all the truth which you have shown your servant. He's like, I don't earn this. I don't deserve this. That your goodness, because what I did was worthy of what my brother's planning. But for I passed over Yarden with my staff, and now I have become two groups. So he like, hey, I'm separating into two groups. But he know that what he did to his brother, it merited his brother wanting revenge, and but he still said, I'm gonna honor you, Yah. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he come and shall strike me, and the mother with the children. He may come and kill me, the wives, and my children. I don't want that to happen, but I'm still going to obey. I'm still going back the way you told me. I'm fretful. I'm fearful. I'm praying to you. I'm calling out to you. I'm letting you know how I'm really doing. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to fake it, till I make it. I'm letting it be known. I'm fretful of my brother. I'm in fear. And I'm still going to do what you told me to do. I'm still obeying. I'm still going in that direction. But I'm scared. So, a lot of folks say, oh, you shouldn't be fearful of what's going on, and trust Yah. This man is trusting and obeying, but he's still showing fear. I know fear is the opposite of faith, but this man is still moving in a direction in obedience, yet he's fretful in fear. 12. For you said, I shall certainly do good to you and shall make your seed as the sand of the sea, which are too numerous to count. So he's reminding Yah the promises and saying, I believe it, but I'm still fearful. And he spent the night there and took what came to his hand as a present to Esau, his brother, 200 female goats and 20 male goats, to 200 ewes and 20 rams, and 30 suckling camels with their coats, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and then 10 foals. And he gave into the hand of his servants every drove of itself, and said to the servants, pass over before me and put some distance between drove and drove. And he commanded the first one, saying, when Esau, my brother, meets you and asks you, saying, to whom do you belong? And where are you going? And whose are these in front of you? Then you shall say, These are your servants, Jacob's. It is a present sent to my master Esau. And see, he also is behind us. So he commanded the second and the third, and all who followed the drove, saying, speak to Esau this same word which you find him when you find him. And you shall say also, look, your servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, let us appease him with the present that goes before me. And after that, see his face. After that, see his face, he might accept me. So he like, hey, I'm trying to appease this dude who wants to kill me. But I'm still moving forward. I'm still being obedient, but I'm fretful. I'm in fear. 21. And the present passed over before him, but he himself spent the night in the camp. And he rose up in the night and took his 2 wives and his 2 female servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford of Yabuk. And he took them and sent them over the stream and sent over what he had. And Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. And he saw that he did not overcome him. He touched the socket of his hip, and the socket of Jacob's hip was dislocated as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. But he said, who is he? This is Jacob. I am not letting you go until you have blessed me. So he asked him, what is your name? And he said, Jacob. So this man he wrestled asked, what is your name? Jacob. And he said, your name is no longer called Jacob, but Jasher or Israel, because you have striven with Elohim and with man and have overcome. And Jacob asked him, saying, please let me know your name. And he said, why do you ask about my name? And he blessed him there. So he didn't get the answer. And Jacob called the name of that place Peniel, like the pineal gland. For I have seen Elohim face to face, and my life is preserved. So he perceived that he ran into Yah, and not just a man, and not just a Malachim, but Yah. And the sun rose on him, and he passed over Peniel, and he limped on his hip. That is why the children of Israel to this day do not eat the sinew of the hip, which is on the socket of the thigh, because he touched the socket of the thigh, and Jacob in the sinew of the hip. Now, this ain't finishing up the story. You can go to the next chapter, but I'm going to deal with finishing up the story because, as I said, I used to believe that those messengers were men, but now I don't. Let's go to Jasher. And I'm not going to read the whole of Jasher. I'm going to jump to a specific point in Jasher because I believe messengers were sent. And we're going to look at some of these messengers that were sent. Some of these messengers were sent. Let's deal with it. So book of Jasher, 32. All right, let me make it, share the screen. All right. I'm going here, starting off at 27. And Yahuwah heard the prayer of Jacob on that day. We read that. Where did you see a prayer? Or did it specifically say anything about a prayer? It did not. But I say that he prayed. He was speaking to those of Elohim. He called them the Malachim. He called them messengers. It also mentioned, that they were theophanic. So he prayed to Yah. Then he delivered. Who delivered? Yah. Then delivered Jacob from the hands of his brother Esau. On that day, prayer and then Yahuwah. I know it says the Lord. I don't know that ain't Then delivered Jacob from the hands of his brother Esau. Did he? Did he? let's keep going. And Yahuwah sent 3 angels, 3 witnesses, 3 angels, 3 messengers, Malachim, angels of heaven, and they went before Esau and came to him. And these 3 angels appeared unto Esau and his people as 2,000 men. So they appeared as 2,000 men, riding upon horses, furnished with all sorts of war instruments. They had weaponry. And they appeared in the sight of Esau and all his men to be divided into 4 camps. So 2,000 divided by 4 is what? 500, 500, 500, 500, with 4 chiefs to them. So each 500 had a chief. And one camp went on and they found Esau. So 500 went and found Esau coming with 400 men. So they outnumbered Esau. Esau came with what? Rage in his heart. He came to handle some business. But his 400 men, you know, basically with him, they seen these 500 coming toward his brother. You know, they basically, Esau was going towards his brother Yaakov, and this camp ran toward Esau and his people and terrified them. So you got 500 people, or 500 men, or 500 Malachim, 500 running at 400. And Esau fell off his horse in alarm. He was scared. It was shocked. He was startled. And all his men separated from him in that place, for they were greatly afraid. 31. And the whole of the camp shouted after them when they fled from Esau. And all the warlike men answered, saying, surely we are the servants of Yaakov. So basically, those that were with Esau shouted after them. They fled from Esau. They like, oh! But surely the servants of Yaakov, the warlike men, who is a servant of Yah, and who can stand against us. They said, surely we are the servants of Yaakov, who is the servant of Yah, and who can stand against us. So they basically boldly proclaiming, nobody can stand against us to Esau and his 400 men. And Esau said unto them, oh, then, my master and brother Yaakov. So remember, it was Jacob that was, or Yaakov was calling Esau his master. But now you see it's a turn of fortune. He's switching that up. He's like, oh, humility is almost seeming to, but let's keep going. Oh, then my master and brother Yaakov is your master, is what he's saying to them, whom I have not seen for these 20 years. And now that I have this day come to see him, do you treat me in this manner? So he sounded like he got a little contempt. He's like, oh, he making it like he just gonna make a visit to his brother, not that he was coming to kill him like we know his plan. He like, oh, y'all basically gonna come like this, and I'm just coming to visit my brother. What's this all about? Little sarcasm, little sarcasm. And the angels, and he notes again, we know it said message, angels answered him, saying, as Yahuwah liveth, were not Jacob, of whom thou speakest, thy brother? If he wasn't your brother, we had not let one remaining from thee and thy people. Oh, we was gonna kill all of y'all. But only on the account of Yaakov or Jacob, we will do nothing to them. We ain't gonna do nothing to them. This prayer is working. These messengers are working. And this camp passed from Esau and his men, and it went away. And Esau and his men had gone from about them about a league. I should have looked up the word league. You can look it up, but I do believe that's about maybe 3 miles or something like that, and maybe more. I don't know. But look the word league up and see how much of a distance that is. And when the second camp came toward him with all sorts of weapons, and they also did unto Esau as his men as the first camp had done to him. So they did the same thing. And when they had left it to go on, behold, the third camp came. So it happened again. And they were all terrified, and Esau fell off his horse, and the whole camp cried out and said, surely we are the servants of Yaakov, who is the servant of Yah, and who can stand against us? Now, the way this reading, and I'm reading it wrong because I need to stop. It's actually, these are the Malachim, the angels reading it, saying this and speaking this to Esau. And Esau again answered them, saying, oh, then, Yaakov, my master, and your master is my brother. And for 20 years, I have not seen his countenance, and hearing this day that he is coming, I went this day to meet him. And do you treat me in this manner? So, he like, I just was coming to see my brother. Why y'all acting like this? Threatening me. And they answered him and said unto him, as Yahuwah liveth, were not Yaakov thy brother, as thy did say, we had not left a remnant from thee and thy men, but on account of Yaakov, of whom thou speakest, that being thy brother, we will not meddle with thee or thy men. So we ain't gonna do nothing to you, but if you weren't his brother, you was gonna be out of here, man. We know what you coming for. And the third camp also passed from them, and he still continued his road with his men, his 400 men, towards Yaakov. When the fourth camp came toward him, and they also did to him and his men as the others had done. And when Esau beheld the evil, they called it evil. Basically, it was a threat. It was terrible. It was terrifying, which the four angels had done to him. they punked him out. And to his men, he became greatly afraid of his brother Yaakov. He like, man, I come with 400. He got 2,000. So he coming big and bad to handle his brother, but he like, oh man, let me check myself before I wreck myself. No, let me see. And he went to meet him in peace. He changed from wanting to kill him to want to meet him in peace. His whole posture, his whole character, his whole demeanor, it changed up. And Esau concealed his hatred. What did he do? He concealed his hatred against his brother. He still hated him, but nah, he didn't want no smoke, not at all, because he was afraid of his life on account of his brother Yaakov, and because he imagined his mind was made up. The Malachim had made his mind up that them four camps that had lighted upon him were Yaakov's servants, and Yaakov tarried that night with his servants in their camp, and he rose and with his servants to give unto Esau a present. So that's where he was dividing up everything. We already read that. So I done said enough to make this brief where I want to. So I'm gonna just come off for sharing my screen. It didn't really say prayer, but he said it talked to Elohim. Most of us don't recognize that that's what prayer is supposed to be. It's supposed to be our direct conversation with Yah. And, we sit up there and, just say some words, but it's supposed to be a conversation. It's supposed to have, going out, coming in, information going out and coming in. But the information that went out said, hey, I'm scared. My brother's coming, but I'm still going to be obedient. And Yah honored his obedience. He sent his Malachim to talk with his brother, or to change the consonants of his brother, or the temperament of his brother who wanted to kill him. That brother didn't want to kill him when he still wanted to kill him, but he didn't want to kill him at that time. It was a threat come into his life, that he thought that he seen, 2,000 compared to his 400. Yeah, he changed his whole demeanor because a conversation that happened with Yah went forth. Regardless if it happened in fear, obedience still was going forth with it. Right now, COVID is an issue. Come on now. A lot of us may be operating or feeling fear when it comes to these, threats of losing your job and everything, losing your income, losing, family, friends, and all that. Be obedient. Have your fear, but be obedient. Keep talking to Yah and trust. When you read the story, when Yaakov met up with Esau, he didn't know what happened in the night to Esau. He didn't know what happened. You may not see every aspect of what Yah is doing for you, but trust and believe. If he is for you, it doesn't matter how many in the world are against you. Right now, we have society against us. We have the government against us. We have entertainment against us. Everybody is, you got to get vaccinated. Stand strong. If I'm not one to tell you what to do far as, get the vaccine or not. But if you have made it up in your heart not to, stand strong. Stay with your conviction. Because even if you believe someone is putting pressure, in the end, you still would have to make the choice to do it. Unless they actually laid hands on you and grabbed you and forced it on you. Otherwise, if you say, oh, I submit, I give up, you're still making a choice. Don't submit. Don't give up the choice if that's what you have convicted. That's where your conviction is. Stay with your conviction. It's not going to be easy. And may you find others that will, basically comfort you in this. But we know that one is willing and ready to comfort you. Yeah. Keep communicating with him, but keep being obedient while you're doing it, regardless of your fear. Abba Yah, I thank you for this day. I thank you that even, many will have fear, but let it not be the cancellation of all faith. May they still endure to the end, regardless of that fear. May they be able to press through it and still come to the conclusion of your results, so that they may walk into the victory that you have set and established for us. Yes, fear may hit, but as they press through it, may they be reassured that you are there and that you honor obedience and faithfulness. And that in all these things that they're going through, his will being done will manifest glory and his kingdom dominion here on earth. It may not seem like it now, but when his kingdom is established here on earth, those that were obedient, those that even died in that obedience, will return and live amongst him and rule with him. I thank you for your many blessings that we have set forth the opportunity for persecution to come our way and us to endure to the end, so that we may in the end tabernacle with you. Hallelujah. Blessings and shalom. Enjoy your Sabbath. Shabbat shalom. I may not respond to your comments. I'm still not really doing the book, but know that I may see them. And you can always text me, inbox me, call me. I'm here. I may not be active on Facebook, but I'm still here. So reach out to me if you want, if you feel you need to talk with me, or if you need some comfort, or you need someone to gird up with you, give me a holler. Blessings and shalom.